The morning after our wedding should have been filled with laughter, tenderness, and the lingering glow of vows spoken beneath the stars. I woke beside my wife, convinced we had stepped into a brand new life built on trust and love. The sunlight filtered softly through the curtains, and for a fleeting moment, I felt like the happiest man alive. But that moment shattered quickly. She was lying next to me, hair tousled, eyes half open, when she suddenly asked a question that turned my blood to ice. "Would you be upset if my boyfriend came over?" Her voice was casual, as if she were asking about breakfast or checkout time at the hotel. I shot upright, my heart pounding, wondering if I had misheard. At first, I thought it was some twisted joke. We had been married less than a day. How could she possibly say that? I forced a nervous laugh, expecting her to reveal it was all in jest. But she didn't laugh. She held my gaze, calm and unflinching. That's when I understood she was dead serious. I asked her to explain, and she only shrugged, as though what she was saying were perfectly normal. "Now that we're married, you should know the truth. I've been seeing someone else, and I don't want to stop. I was hoping you'd accept it." Her words sliced straight through me. My heart, still clinging to yesterday's dream, crumbled into dust. My first instinct was denial. I wanted to believe she was confused, testing me, or still tipsy from champagne. But the steady conviction in her tone left no room for doubt. She had hidden this until after the wedding, waiting until it was too late for me to walk away without disgrace. Rage began to rise in me. "Why did you marry me then?" I demanded, my voice trembling with anger and heartbreak. She let out a sigh and replied, "Because you're stable. You're the kind of man my family approves of. But he makes me feel alive." I wanted both. Hearing her admit so bluntly that she had used me was more degrading than anything I had ever endured. I looked at the woman I had cherished for years and realized I had been nothing more than a fallback, a safety net while she chased passion elsewhere. The betrayal was so deep that words failed me. When she reached for my hand, as if to soothe me, it felt like the final insult. I pulled away and stood, staring at the marriage certificate resting on the nightstand. Just a day before, I had signed it, believing it marked something sacred. Now it seemed nothing more than a contract binding me to humiliation. She didn't even look ashamed. She simply waited for me to accept her insanity. In that instant, I made a choice. I wouldn't scream. I wouldn't plead. I wouldn't even argue. I refused to give her the satisfaction of watching me break. Instead, I walked calmly to the desk, took out my phone and pressed record. I asked her to repeat what she had just said about her boyfriend. Without hesitation, she repeated it all, even with a faint smile, as though she thought I would eventually agree. When she finished, I stopped recording, slipped the phone into my pocket, and told her I needed some air. She nodded indifferently, as if she had already won. What she didn't realize was that I now had proof, undeniable evidence of her betrayal. Less than a day after our vows, I went straight to her parents' house. They had adored me, proudly welcoming me as the ideal husband for their daughter. When I played the recording for them, their faces fell. Her father erupted in anger. Her mother broke down in tears. They saw their daughter had deceived not just me, but them as well. That same afternoon, I returned to the hotel. With help from a lawyer friend, divorce papers were already underway. I handed them to her. Stunned, she stammered, "You can't be serious." I didn't respond. I only looked at her one last time, thinking of the vows she had desecrated, then walked out, leaving her with nothing but her lies. In the days that followed, word spread quickly among relatives, friends, even her coworkers. The recording circulated, laying her betrayal bare. She became a figure of shame, abandoned even by the boyfriend she had chosen over me once the scandal grew too heavy. Meanwhile, I stood tall, grateful I had escaped a lifetime of misery. Though my heart was shattered, I drew strength from the truth. I had been humiliated, yes, but I would not remain her victim. Her cruelty had freed me from a marriage that would have been nothing more than a prison of deceit. I vowed that the next time I said I do, it would be to someone who truly cherished love's meaning. And as for her, the woman who thought I would share her with another man, I left her to drown in the wreckage of her own choices. A fitting consequence for the heartless betrayal she revealed the day after our wedding.